Argentina are flying back home as world champions, you may have noticed, after their thrilling victory against France on penalties. It's their third World Cup title.
18th of December, 2022. The debate exploded all over again. Lionel Messi stood in the middle of the stadium in Qatar, lifted the World Cup trophy, and completed the one achievement missing from his legendary career. Now, whether that officially makes him the greatest football player of all time, that's up to you guys. Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo? Who's the GOAT? Let me know in the comments. Around the world, fans and sports channels immediately started looking ahead. Everyone assumed the exact same thing. We'll probably see Messi again at the 2026 World Cup. But while fans were already dreaming about another magical run in the United States, Mexico, and Canada, at the 2026 World Cup, Messi himself sounded far more careful in interviews. Behind the celebrations, he kept repeating the same message. Nothing in football is guaranteed. He constantly reminded people that Argentina was not unbeatable, but that they had the zeal and ability to push forward at the 2026 World Cup. He said football changes quickly. He admitted that age would play a huge role in whether he could still compete at the highest level by 2026. And he warned that winning a World Cup is one of the hardest things any national team can do, and being able to defend it again on the pitch would be a massive challenge. At the time, most fans brushed those comments aside. People thought he was just being humble. But looking back now, those interviews feel very different. Because many of the concerns Messi spoke about have become major talking points surrounding the 2026 World Cup. His age would make competing harder. Physical condition would decide everything. And the reality that football in 2026 could be far more exhausting than the one Argentina conquered in 2022. Messi wasn't predicting the future, but he clearly understood how difficult the next World Cup would be long before most fans fully realized it. And today, we're going to break down exactly what Messi understood about the 2026 World Cup that much of the football world ignored. One of the most interesting things Messi did after winning the World Cup was refuse to speak like a defending champion. Most world champions talk about building dynasties. They talk about dominating football for years. Messi didn't. Instead, he constantly reminded people how difficult football really is. He repeatedly said tournaments are unpredictable and that many national teams were strong enough to compete for the title. At first, that sounded strange. Why would the captain of the world champions downplay his own team? Because Messi understands how hard it is to repeat success at the international level. Argentina's 2022 victory was built on chemistry, momentum, sacrifice, and incredible unity inside the squad. Every player was fully committed to the same goal. Most of the players who joined Messi to defend the 2022 World Cup are no longer in the team. As Messi said in an interview, new players keep emerging. Aside from the ones already there, new faces continue to come in. He also made one statement that changed everything. Argentina needs to take advantage of this moment, and coming off a World Cup victory gives them the confidence and belief to prepare differently. But recreating that exact emotional intensity years later is extremely difficult. Meanwhile, other countries continued evolving fast. Take France, for example. Even though Argentina defeated France in the 2022 World Cup final, France still pushed the match all the way to penalties, despite missing several important players through injury before the tournament, including Paul Pogba, N'Golo Kante, Christopher Nkunku, Karim Benzema, and Presnel Kimpembe. That alone showed how deep France's talent pool really is. Then there's Spain. By the mid-2020s, a younger generation had completely transformed the energy of the team. Players like Lamine Yamal, and Nico Williams brought pace, creativity, and unpredictability. Messi also knew teams like Portugal, Brazil, and England would arrive with younger squads filled with players entering their physical prime. Because once you become world champions, everything changes. You are no longer the hunters. You become the target. And Messi understood that defending a World Cup is historically one of the hardest but still possible achievements in football. The biggest warning hidden inside Messi's interviews wasn't really about tactics or opponents. It was about age. After 2022, Messi repeatedly said he would only play in 2026 if he genuinely felt physically capable of helping the team, and that he was going to assess it on a day-to-day basis when he starts preseason with Inter Miami CF. And eventually, when asked if he was going to play in the World Cup, he addressed the situation more directly than ever before. He said, "Well, the truth is that, yes, it's something extraordinary to be able to be in a World Cup, and I would like to be there, to feel well, and to be an important part of helping my national team if I am there. And I'm going to assess that on a day-to-day basis when I start preseason preparation with Inter Miami CF, and I'll see if I can really belong. I'm really eager because it's the World Cup. We're coming off winning the last World Cup, and being able to defend it on the field again is spectacular because it's always a dream to play with a national team, especially in official competitions. So hopefully, God will allow me to do it once again." Those weren't the words of a player promising one final fairy tale ending. Those were the words of someone being honest about the reality of modern football. Because by the time the 2026 World Cup begins, Messi will be 39 years old. And modern football is more physically demanding than ever before. Teams press harder. Matches move faster. Players cover more ground than they did a decade ago. Even one of the greatest football minds ever cannot completely escape time. When Messi joined Inter Miami CF, many fans assumed the move would help manage his workload before 2026. But football in North America also comes with challenges people often overlook. Travel is one of them. In Europe, away matches are usually shorter trips. In North America, teams often travel across massive distances and multiple time zones throughout the season. Then there's the climate. Summer football in parts of the United States and Mexico can become extremely demanding physically, especially during a month-long tournament. Now, that doesn't mean Messi suddenly stopped being elite. Even in his late 36s, he still produces moments most players could only dream of. But Messi understands his own body better than anyone. He knows recovery changes with age. He knows sprinting repeatedly for 90 minutes at 39 is very different from doing it at 29. And that's exactly why his comments about 2026 always sounded more cautious than the fantasy many fans wanted to believe. There's another major reason Messi remained careful about 2026. This tournament is completely different from every World Cup that came before it. For the first time ever, FIFA expanded the competition from 32 teams to 48. That changes the structure of the tournament dramatically. More teams, more matches, more travel, more physical pressure. Teams reaching the final will now have to survive an additional knockout round compared to previous formats. And unlike older World Cups hosted mainly inside one country, the 2026 edition stretches across the United States, Mexico, and Canada. That means longer flights, changing climates, different altitudes, and difficult recovery schedules across an exhausting month of football. This format heavily rewards squad depth. A single superstar is no longer enough. You need rotation. You need athleticism. You need substitutes capable of changing games. And you need your squad healthy at exactly the right moment. Historically, defending the World Cup has always been extremely difficult, and winning it back-to-back is even harder. Only two teams, Italy in 1934 and 1938, and Brazil in 1958 and 1962, have successfully defended the FIFA World Cup title. Messi understood that history from the beginning, which is probably why he consistently tried to keep expectations realistic instead of feeding the hype. And let's be real, Messi actually wasn't predicting failure. He was being realistic, because what makes all of this so fascinating is that Messi never sounded afraid. He never said Argentina couldn't win. He simply refused to pretend football works like a movie script. The media wanted another perfect ending. Fans wanted one last magical run. And football culture kept treating 2026 like a guaranteed farewell tour for one of the greatest players ever. If he actually does lead Argentina to victory in the 2026 World Cup, it would be super legendary. A perfect ending. The most iconic football career ever seen. But Messi understood the reality better than most people. World Cups are unpredictable. They're decided by injuries, momentum, confidence, recovery, timing, and tiny moments that can completely change football history. And the 2026 World Cup could become one of the most physically demanding tournaments the sport has ever seen. So when Messi kept speaking carefully about the future, maybe he wasn't doubting Argentina. Maybe he simply understood how brutal modern football had become. Whether Argentina somehow defends the trophy or falls short under the pressure of age, fatigue, and expectation, one thing already feels clear. Lionel Messi understood the challenges of the 2026 World Cup long before most fans fully appreciated them. We just didn't completely realize what he meant at the time. So what do you think? Can Argentina's national football team defend their title? Or will a new generation finally take over world football? And what do you have to say about the massive changes coming to the 2026 FIFA World Cup? More matches, more teams, a brand new format, and could it completely change football forever? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss our next upload. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.